Hey, how's it going, everybody? So in this short video, we'll take a look at the implementation of NAT on Palo Alto firewalls, and then we'll also be setting up a application-based policy in order to block. Well, this particular example, we're gonna block Facebook, and then um, well, I guess we'll verify the NAT using some monitor capture on this Cisco router right here. So let's get to it. Let me just find real quick my. Okay. So this is my Palo Alto. Is VN-100. As you can see right here. Well, it doesn't say it, but it's a VN-100. So this is dashboard, and it's if you can see. So I have three interfaces, out of which I'm only using two. Um, Ethernet 1/2 and Ethernet 1/3. So this one is the on trust pointing out to the internet, and then this one's for this virtual machine that I have running right here. Okay. So all right, let's take a look at the policies, and as you can see, I have a security policy called allow basic, and basically it's allowing all the it's allowing everything. So everything going from the zone trust to the on trust. Um, so let me. So if I try going to Facebook, okay, and then so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create a security policy. We're gonna call it block Facebook, and then for the source we're gonna use the trust zone, and then for the destination is the on trust. And then we're gonna block based on an application, so it's gonna be Facebook base, and okay, this is the one. Put it on the top, um, and then it's gonna be denying. Say commit. Okay. Now if we try again, Facebook.com, it won't load. So that's basically how you go in and set up a application-based policy. Um, Next thing we're gonna do is so we're gonna use a NAT, um, and it's gonna be source translation NAT. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use for every packet going out of this virtual machine right here, going out to the internet, it's gonna use this IP right here. So this is gonna be our um, IP NAT outside address, and or the IP NAT outside interface, and this is gonna be the inside interface. So basically, it's gonna be the um, global outside address, and this is gonna be the local inside. So for that, we go on the NAT and the policies, and then NAT. So we're gonna create a new one, and we're gonna call it NATing or just NAT. Um, so the original packet is gonna be sourcing off of trust zone, and then the destination zone is gonna be on trust. Okay, and then for the translated packet, we're gonna say dynamic IP and port. And this option right here is basically saying if you're familiar with the Cisco configuration, it's basically saying overload or the keyword overload at the end. Um, and then we're gonna say interface, and we're gonna say it's Ethernet 1/2 and this IP address. So say OK, click commit, And in order to verify if we successfully created the NAT policy, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go over to this router, router R1, and so we're gonna do a monitor capture, and then we're gonna export it to my TFTP server, which happens to be my PC that I'm recording on. So we're gonna say monitor capture, and it's gonna be point IP process switch, and gonna call it NAD both, and monitor capture. We're gonna associate, or we're gonna create a buffer, and then we're gonna associate the buffer. Oops, test or okay. So the capture is NAT and the buffer is test, and then we're gonna associate or point IP associate or associate. Name of the capture point is NAD, and name of the buffer is test. Okay, so we're gonna start the capture. Um, Point start, and it was called NAD. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the virtual machine, the Windows XP, and then we're gonna ping this interface right here. So ping 10.10.30.2, and then after we look at the um, Wireshark capture or the Wireshark file, we should be able to see that the source address of this particular ICMP packets, they should be sourcing off of this interface right here, or this IP. So it's gonna be, or sorry, this IP right here, because we're doing the NAT right here. And so they should be coming from 10.10.30.1. So we should be able to see that. So let's stop this and stop the capture, monitor capture, point, stop, oh, and then we're gonna export the buffer. So monitor buffer or monitor capture buffer. It's called test, and then export. And the address of my TFTP server is 192.168.10.101.101, and I'm gonna name it test.pcap. Okay, so if I go over to my TFTP root folder, it's right here. Open that, and if we look at the ICMP packets, and oops, remind me later. Okay, oops. Alright, so as you can see, the um, the pings, the ICMP packets are sourced off of this IP, which happens to be the interface of the Palo Alto. So that means the NAT is working. Okay. Um, well, I guess that's all I wanted to show you for now. Um, Keep in mind that when you're performing NAT on the Palo Alto, the NAT is always performed before the packet inspection. So when you're doing NATing, the security policies, well, you're gonna need to reference the unnatted IPs on your security policies. Um, Let's see what else I can tell you. May- Um, Let me see what else I have here. Policies, security. Well, as you may or may not know, the security policies are evaluated from the top down, and mm, oh, well, also when you're creating the interfaces, um, well, basically Palo Alto gives you these different options. So you can have a tap interface, HA, which stands for high availability, virtual wire layer 2 and layer 3. Um, well, as you can imagine, layer 2 is we a switchboard interface. Layer 3 is a router interface. Now the tap interface, basically what it does is that it connects the switch to a span port or a switchboard analyzer port, which we already looked at in a previous video, or at least on Cisco routers. Um, the virtual wire is basically a way to insert the firewall, the Palo Alto, into an existing topology, and with that, there wouldn't be any need for you to redesign network. So basically it will be like a transparent firewall. Um, so yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to show you for now, and I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.